Here's integrated 3, it's 1-41. It says, where is the error in the solution at right? Explain what the error is and solve the equation correctly. Be sure to check your answer. So what they do here is they're trying to solve for x, so they multiply both sides by x to get rid of that x. Well, but they don't, because you can't just multiply one side by x and not multiply the other side by x. So that's the error, is they needed to multiply both sides by x. You can't do something to the left-hand side and not do it to the right-hand side. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it the right way and see what answer I get. So if I multiply the left-hand side by x, then I have to multiply the right-hand side by x. And so these x's cancel out, and I just get the 5. This x needs to distribute to both the x and the -4. Okay, so that's the mistake people are making on this problem. If you multiply both sides by x, when you multiply the right-hand side, you have to multiply both terms by the x. So now I have what I could, if I move this 5 over, I can get myself a quadratic. So I'm going to subtract the 5. And I hope that you're comfortable with quadratics from last year, but I realize that it's possible that you're not. So that's why I'm making these videos. So this thing is called a quadratic. You can use a quadratic formula on it if you want to, but I always try to factor it. I'm going to hope that it's factorable, so I can use a zero product property. So I always do this thing called a diamond problem. I look at this number, the constant, the one that doesn't have any x's on it, and the coefficient of x squared is 1. 1 times -5 is -5, so I'm looking for a number that multiplies to make -5 and adds to make -4. I'm just assuming that you've done this before in your class from last year, diamond problem. So let's see, 5 times 1 is 5. So I can multiply, if I make one of these negative, if I make this one negative, then since there's only a 1 here, there's not like a 2 or some other thing, I can skip the part. Some of you guys want to put these in an area model box like that and put the x squared. I'll go ahead and do the area model box, but I already know that this is going to be x minus 5 and x plus 1, but I'll show because you guys are used to doing it. I'm going to try to put my x squareds in the bottom left because I think that's how they taught you, but it's really hard for me to do it that way. Then I take these two, and then I try to ask myself, what times what makes x squared? Well, x times x, right? And then x times something must equal -5x, so this would be -5. And then -5 times something, let's see, that's going to be 1. It's really hard for me to do it this way. So see, I got x minus 5, and I got x plus 1. So the zero product property says that if I have something times or multiplied by something else, or in other words, if there's two factors, the product is 0, that means one of the two factors has to equal 0, because there's no way that I can multiply two things together and get a 0 if one or both of them are not 0. So I set them both equal to 0. And solve them both. And I get two answers, and I'm not surprised about that because this is a quadratic. It's a parabola. It's going to hit the x-axis twice. So there's my two answers. So what you were supposed to say for your answer is that there's an error in line 2. Both sides need to be multiplied by x squared, not just one side. And then you're supposed to show all your work.